And welcome back to the NAWCQ, where I'm sitting with Jerome to do a Genesys deck update. You have a very fun list, and you're going to walk us through how you built it, where the points go, and some of the fun stuff that people can experience if they want to try it out. So what's your deck, Jerome?
All right, so I'm playing Invoked today. Invoked's one of those classic decks from about a decade ago. We've been normal summoning Alistair for 9 years. Now we could special summon as well. And this deck's a lot of fun. You can just cause all sorts of mayhem with it. And the way you do it is you got to get original Alistair and new Alistair.
Yes.
Like this is the key to it. You
Alistair,
get both of them together and the magic happens.
Alistair, the reminiscent.
Yep.
Thinking back on all those good times, all those good moments that Alistair's had
all those
over the
good
years.
times. All those times he fused with bizarre things from beyond our knowing. So we want to play as many different copies of these as we can. So original Alistair, of course, has Magical Meltdown.
Yep, this is a classic. This has also been out for pretty much as long as people have been playing
And
Alistair.
it gives you the protection for your fusion summons and the like as well. A new card as well that also helps is Sorcerer of the Swamp.
Ooh.
So because the original invoked fusions, Mechaba, Purgatrio, Raijin, they all name Alistair the Invoker. So you can reveal them to special summon this and banish an Alistair, which you'll get back later on with your new invocation spells.
But I believe it only works with this, right?
It only works with the original one, doesn't work with that.
Okay.
Now, there are a few cards that work with both, and those are Ivos, Divine Spirit of Law. These will cost you 2 points each, and the new Alistairs cost you 4. And then Sacred Spirit Sword Ivos. So these can count for both. Sword gets Ivos out of the deck, which you then banish to get whichever Alistair you want.
Sure.
And if it was banished from the field instead of the hand, you then get to normal summon a spellcaster. Okay. So you can get your Alistair.
So the spell is almost better because it gets us to the field.
The spell's real nice. If you draw both of them, that's still fine. You'll use the Ivos in hand to get one of them, and you can send or banish the other one with the spell.
Yeah, because your goal is just to get both names in rotation, essentially.
Correct.
Whether they're banished in your graveyard, in the field, in your hand.
Like you might have to normal summon this one and get the sword so that you can get back the other Alistair, but you know, it's one of those things you just have to work out for. Sometimes you have to freestyle
you navigate whatever the deck gives you.
So as for the invocations you play, you're going to play 3 of the new one, Invocation Sword, and 3 of the original Invocation.
Wow.
You want as many of these as possible because they just give you more and more plays each time. Invocation Sword in particular, if you draw one in your hand rather than having to grab it out of the deck with Alistair, you can dodge a target negation like an Effect Veiler or a Fog Blade or something like that.
Quick effect spells that fuse are always great. But yeah, I've never seen the 3 invocation. That's interesting.
Yeah, you really want to see as many of these as possible. That's going to really help you outplay whatever your opponent is doing. Because sometimes it takes a lot of fusion summons to get to where you need to be, which is eventually summoning Hyper Invoked Aeon, blasting open their field, and tearing apart the extra.
Yeah, we'll cover him very shortly, I imagine. So anything else in the engine?
Yes, so there's 2 more cards. Gamma Summon the Trap, which lets you banish a fusion or an Alistair to special summon another one. It also has that other ability that lets you get one back from being banished when the one you summoned is banished. And the other is Viricum Divine Spirit of Artifice, which you can special summon if you have an Alistair, either of them on your field or graveyard. And it lets you set invocation or a spell that mentions it as well. And it also protects your fusion effects as well. It's kind of like new Alistair's version of Magical Meltdown, but it actually protects the effects of the fusion monsters themselves rather than prohibiting the timing of when your opponent can play cards.
And I believe it even banishes the thing that it negates. I think.
And you can banish the card and negate the emote and banish it.
So kind of like Mechaba. Like when you negate, you banish the thing.
And it's a light, too, so that you can use it for Mechaba itself.
I love engines that look like this, by the way. 3, 3, 3, 3, all 3 ofs, and then 2 1-ofs that you'll search at some point during your turns. This is very clean. This makes me very happy.
Yeah, it's aesthetically pleasing to me. One more 3 of them. We're going to disturb the synergy just a little bit. But it's a classic one, so I think it gets a pass, and that is Fairy Tale Luna. So this was used in the original Invoke decks, which used the Kaiju Monsters main deck. They would main deck Kaiju Slumber, Kaiju Monsters. They play Slumber, played Luna, and your opponent's not playing Gamma Seal. So it's coming back to your hand, and you're going to be able to do the rest of your stuff.
Interesting.
So that's the last one that I would consider. And it just gets you another Luna, so it's another light monster to fuse with.
It's more material. It's also a spellcaster for things like the Reminiscent to target, to come out. So, interesting. I like that.
And then as for the rest of the cards, here's all the non-engine stuff. So interestingly enough, like going first is seen as being really strong in Genesys right now. So I wanted to make my deck as coin flip agnostic as possible. Like I just don't want to think about the dice roll. And be totally okay being put second every game. and that is why I'm playing 3 Fulos, 3 Perulia, and 3 evenly matched.
Whoa!
Which is a card that I don't think anybody is really gaming for right now in Genesis.
Yeah.
And then I have a couple of Forbidden Chalices, because when we go over the points in a second there, I had 2 points left, and these just went back down to 1.
Yeah.
And the 1 Skullmeister.
Okay.
And Skullmeister's free.
So a couple of interaction on your opponent's turn. So two Perulia, right? 2 Perulia.
2 Perulia, 3
Fulos, 1
So-
Skullmeister, and then also the evenly matched and the chalice help push through.
Yep, and so we've got 21, 21 is 42, and another 18 is 60. And then up here, we've got, 12 here? Another 6 here is 18, and the 1 Viricum is also, so that's 20.
Okay. So I believe that puts us at 80 with what you had listed back there.
I think it's 80. And then we have 15 for Invoked Aeon, and 2 more for Forbidden Chalice.
Sure.
To get to the 100.
Okay, nice. So yeah, 15 on Aeon. That's the only one from the extra deck. What else is in your extra deck? It seems like it's standard Invoked that you're doing so far.
So we've got the 1 Aeon. I'd love to play 2, but I can't afford it because of the points. We got 1 Sorath right now. You could play 2 of this. There are plenty of good arguments for playing 2 of it. You might want to test that out yourself. Same with Baberon. It's entirely possible you might want 2 of these as well, depending on how disruptive you think the opponent's cards are. 1 Invoked Oceanus. You don't really summon this. There's no extra monster zone in Genesis, so the Macrocosmos effect isn't going to be applicable. But because it's an Earth, it's the fusion material for Invoked Baberon. So when you play Alistair to get the sword, the card you banish is the cost is Oceanus, and now you have the materials to get this, to get the Viricum, which can get Invocation, to get to Sorath, and these just kind of chain back into each other because of the 2 attributes each of them can use.
That's pretty cool.
And once they all get into the graveyard or all get banished, when they're all banished, the sword that you want to set with Viricum brings them all back on the opponent's turn, and it hits them with Aeon on their turn. Now, if I had a second Aeon, when it gets over to my turn, I could then banish them all again with Sorath to make another. So the rest of the extra deck, we've got Magistus Trozo. That's useful because you need to get stuff into the graveyard.
Sure.
It's also a tuner. And because it's a tuner, I've added some synchros as well. So you can make, this in a 4 makes 8 for Stardust Dragon. There's a lot of cards like Interrupted Kaiju Slumber, Dark Hole, Twin Twister. A lot of those destruction spells that you used to negate with Stardust Dragon, you can now again negate with Stardust Dragon. And then I have 2 different level 10s. So if I'm going first and everything works well, I want to have a level 10 that does something on my opponent's turn, and for that it's Fabled Levusible, which lets me steal an opponent's monster. And if I'm going second and I just need to get rid of something and get more damage in, I have the new Angelica Shranja as well, since it can banish any monster your opponent controls, 3,000 attack points.
Neat.
So there's the synchros, and the new stuff in terms of Invoked. I'll just put this over here.
Okay.
Then we got a couple of Xyz monsters as well. There are a lot of pretty good trap cards that you want to get rid of. So we've got Tornado Dragon, which is also a wind, which is useful as fusion material, and Evil Swarm Exciton Knight, which is also good. It's kind of evenly matched out of your X deck. Before there was evenly matched. We got these 2, and then for the original Invoked Synchros, I've got Invoked Mechaba, 2 of them. Sometimes you'll end up in a situation where you do make 2 of these, and you have like a monster and a spell in your hand, so you can negate both.
Sure, yeah.
I like to play both arts because they're both so cool.
They are.
Invoked Purgatrio. Sometimes you still just win games off Purgatrio.
Yeah.
Invoked Raijin.
Yep.
Raijin's a good one to summon with Gamma Summon because you can flip something down. But if your opponent decides to not do anything and you want to keep the Raijin, you just flip it down so it's not connected anymore.
Sure, yeah. And again, like Tornado Dragon, again, gives you some attributes to work with.
Exactly. And the last one is Invoked Aegides. Which is just all sorts of useful.
Yeah. Really useful to push through boards.
And don't forget about its attack boosting effect as well.
Yeah.
So you can banish something from the graveyard, boost its attack. And similar with Purgatrio, you can banish Baberon from your graveyard to reduce the attack of all your opponent's monsters. So if you have that combination together, you can reduce it by Purgatrio's attack and have Purgatrio attack over everything.
That's cool.
And win.
Nice.
So this is what the new Invoked deck looks like.
Yeah, I love how clean the engine is. I love that you have access to some synchros, Xyz, and fusions, because sometimes you'll, in Genesis, you might get locked out of one type of extra deck.
Yes, non-fusion area in particular is very popular, so you might want a Tornado Dragon to get that, or an Exciton to get everything.
Yeah, that's cool. I like it. could you demonstrate kind of like an ideal type of line? Because you mentioned the goal is to get to both of these. So demonstrate to the viewers what happens if you're able to get to both of these, or maybe even if you want to make it harder for yourself, whatever you want to showcase, because this is your opportunity to show off how cool the deck is.
Let's put all this stuff aside.
Yeah, we're not going to need
shouldn't
these.
need most of this. Well, we do need some invocations. We always need more invocations.
Yep.
So there's two basic versions of it. So let's start first with just actually drawing both Alistairs.
Okay, cool.
All right.
So everything else will go in here. Will you need either of these?
I should not, no.
Okay, I'm just going to toss some.
Yeah, all this stuff can kind of go over here. So first you're going to normal summon Alistair.
Okay.
And
The
get
classic.
an invocation. Then you're going to special summon Alistair, targeting this one.
Yep, Alistair the Reminiscent, targeting Invoker.
And then we're going to go ahead and banish Oceanus for the cost of this to add Sword.
Okay. So now you have both Alistairs and both fusion
Yes.
cells.
So from here, only good things happen for you.
And a lot of people might be thinking, oh, it's a 2-card combo, but you already showed how many 3-ofs you have to essentially get you to this spot.
Yeah, and if I had points to play draw spells, then I would do that too.
Yeah.
Back in the old days, it was Pot of Desires sometimes.
Sure.
So let's go ahead next and play Invocation Sword.
Okay.
And we're going to go ahead and fuse these two to make Beberon. And then Beberon's going to activate the effect to add Viricum.
Okay.
There's Viricum.
There's one of your 1-ups.
Yep. And banish Oceanus.
Okay.
Because it also gets to banish something.
Yes. Yeah, which you could also banish from my graveyard.
Yeah.
Correct? So even if I had
So that's one of the things that's difficult about fishbowling this, is that you don't know what cards are over there. Like, you can actually do some more crazy stuff sometimes if the right cards are around. All right, so next we've got Invoker and we've got Beberon. That's 2 of the attributes we need. The next thing we're going to need is the Sorath.
Okay. So we have Earth, Fire, we need Light.
Yes.
Or it's just a 3rd attribute.
Yeah, 3rd attribute fusion monster. So while we have the cards available to us, let's go ahead and you don't have to do this right now, but you can. You can special summon Viricum here.
It kind of insulates you against some monster effects,
Yeah.
right? If they're activated in response to your fusions.
Correct. So we'll special summon that here, and we're going to set Invocation Sword over here. And this is what we're going to use on our opponent's turn to hit him with the Aeon.
Sure. So we have another sword now face down.
Mm-hmm. All right. So next, we need an Alistair and a Fire or Wind monster. But before we do that, I'm going to send a Fusion and a Spellcaster to the graveyard.
Okay.
To make Magistus Teresa.
Yes. Because, of course, Invocation can use the Alistair from the graveyard with other materials, so you don't really need them on the field.
Correct.
In fact, I believe Invocation's hand or graveyard, correct? Yeah, from your hand is fusion material, so it's kind of necessary to get the Alistair into the graveyard.
You got to use it. All right, so next we're going to go ahead and use Invocation here. Mm-hmm. And Invocation's going to go ahead and take... Oh, it's got to be these two.
Okay.
I'm going to make Sorath. Actually, no, it's not these two. It's the other one. Sorry, It's the other way around.
No, you're good.
The other way around. I've seen a lot of Alistairs today. All right, so these two are still in the graveyard.
Yes.
And then this comes here. And then Sorath is going to go ahead and revive Alistair.
Okay.
And then we're going to go ahead and...
now, again, I'm trying to remember if this is... it's just only normal summon. I was like, do we get another search? No, we do not.
Yeah, no, I go ahead and synchro summon with which two again? So you can synchro summon either a 10 or an 8.
Yes.
Right here. And let's see. Let's go ahead and make the... We got to get this back into the graveyard. So we're going to go ahead and make the 10.
Yeah, because then once that's in the graveyard, it can continue to fusion summon and just keep your combo going. The 3050.
Yep. And then Sorath in the graveyard can go ahead and fusion summon again, banishing monsters on the field or in the graveyard. I'm going to go ahead and do. And that's going to be Mechaba.
Yep. a light monster, and Alistair the Invoker.
And then we're going to... You actually have choices here on how you want to do it to get the most amount of stuff.
Sure.
So depending on what you think your opponent is going to have to negate, you can either use the Invocation to pick up Alistair, or use the Invocation Sword to pick up Invocation itself.
Oh, so a spell or monster.
Right.
For the Mechaba ammo, yeah.
Right.
Because
So-
remember, we assumed only 2 cards. You would have at least
You probably
3
have
other
something,
cards.
so you're going to
Yeah.
use whichever one you don't already have.
Sure.
So let's just say we use... Let's use Sword to pick up Invocation.
Okay.
Because we don't want to get hit with a Dark Hole or something, or a
Yeah.
Twin Twister on this. So we'll just have it like that. Okay. So we have all of the stuff here. We have these 3 cards banished. So we've got our 3 materials. They're banished there. We've got our Mechaba to negate something. We've got our Levy Zeeble to steal something. We've got our Viracamp to insulate Mechaba or the Hyper-Invoked Aeon. And of course, on our opponent's turn, once they do enough stuff that's considered threatening, you go ahead and use the sword. You send these 3 back to the graveyard, and you blast them with Hyper-Invoked Aeon.
Banishes 3 cards on the field or graveyard, or just field?
Both.
Both.
Yeah,
Okay.
3
and then
pain or
also,
graveyard.
because you use the 3 different attributes, the 3
Yes.
materials, you can also look at my extra deck and banish 3 cards from there.
That's, yep.
That is almost the more painful one.
It's rough.
Yeah, because sometimes that can shut down entire Genesis decks. Some decks are on multiples of extra deck cards,
Mm-hmm.
but a lot of them have the 1 Exciton Knight. You know, the one, maybe like Break Sword or something to get through a big body. But if
Yep.
you're just like, nah, just get rid of all
And
of those.
it's tough if you're paying a lot of points on something
Yeah.
really powerful, like I need Chaos Angel to work, or I need
True.
Zeus to make my deck work, or I need
Gallant Granite. Yeah.
Gallant Granite, or any of those things. If you just take all of that out before they can get them, then it's pretty helpless. Now, if I had another Hyper-Invoked Aeon, I don't have any points for another Hyper-Invoked Aeon, but if I did, then once it got back to my turn, well, now I've got 4 fusion in the graveyard that I could banish for the next Aeon.
Yes.
But I don't.
Okay. and you would have Invocation in hand to theoretically like get back into Alistair if you've negated something. Yeah.
Yep. And then
Very
all the other cards that I happen to have at the time.
Very, very cool.
And that's how it works.
Nice. Well, thank you, Jerome, for showing us not only the deck, but also what it can look like. I want to get these cards.
They're
I want to
fantastic.
try this out. This is so cool.
Yeah, this is Chaos Origin stuff. It's great. Chaos Origin's it's just one of the best sets. It's so good.
And especially like a deck like Invoked is you don't have links anywhere. Like a lot of people think when you the heydays of Alistair the Invoker was normal summon and then link it
for
away
Almirage.
to get into stuff. You were mentioning that you kind of need 2 cards, but you've built the deck so that you're going to be able to see 2 cards to get into.
And the
your
lack of
combos.
link monsters you can make up for a little bit with Chorozo.
Sure, yeah.
Because it
As long as
both
you
lets you send stuff, and it's also a tuner, so you can send more stuff and get something in the process as well.
Very, very cool. Well, thank you, Jerome, for showing it off. If anybody at home was inspired by Jerome and his awesome deck, let us know in chat. Hopefully you check out the cards if you haven't already. But with that being said, we're going to get back to the NAWCQ.